The remarkable story of Helen Hunt continues to inspire people around the world because her life represents the powerful truth that success rarely arrives overnight but instead grows quietly through persistence, courage, and an unwavering belief in one's purpose. And after her breakthrough success on the beloved television series Mad About You, Helen Hunt had already proven that she possessed a rare talent capable of capturing both humor and emotional depth in a way that felt authentic to millions of viewers. Yet what made her journey extraordinary was her refusal to settle into a single role or become trapped within one image, because she understood that true artists must evolve, must explore, and must constantly challenge themselves to reach deeper levels of storytelling and expression. And this mindset led her to pursue diverse projects that allowed her to reveal new dimensions of her ability, demonstrating that she was far more than a sitcom star. She was a performer capable of bringing humanity and sincerity to every character she portrayed, and as Hollywood continued to recognize her unique presence, opportunities arrived that would further cement her legacy in film history, including unforgettable roles in movies that touched audiences across the globe. And when viewers watched her performances, they felt something genuine because Helen Hunt carried a quiet, emotional honesty that made even the smallest moments feel powerful. And it was this authenticity that helped make films like Castaway so memorable, where she appeared alongside the legendary Tom Hanks in a story about survival, love, and the unpredictable paths life can take. And even though the film focused heavily on isolation and endurance, Helen Hunt's presence grounded the emotional core of the narrative, reminding audiences that the deepest struggles often revolve around connection, loyalty, and the longing to return home to the people who matter most. And this ability to bring emotional realism into cinematic storytelling became one of Helen Hunt's defining strengths throughout her career, because she never relied on spectacle or exaggeration but instead allowed subtle expressions, thoughtful dialogue, and honest reactions to carry the weight of her performances. And as years passed, she continued to explore creative opportunities, not only as an actress but also as a storyteller behind the camera, stepping into the roles of director and writer with the same passion that had driven her acting career for decades, proving that creativity is not limited by one title or profession but thrives wherever curiosity and dedication exist. And when she directed films and television episodes, she approached the craft with the wisdom of someone who had spent years observing the delicate balance between performance, narrative, and visual storytelling, understanding how to guide actors while shaping the emotional rhythm of a scene. And this transition from performer to creator revealed yet another layer of Helen Hunt's artistic spirit, showing that the most successful individuals are those who continue learning even after achieving recognition. And beyond the lights of Hollywood, her journey also reflected the personal growth that comes with navigating fame, responsibility, and the search for balance between professional ambition and private life. Because while the world often sees celebrities as symbols of glamour and success, the reality behind the scenes involves constant effort, personal reflection, and the challenge of remaining authentic in an industry built on attention and image. And Helen Hunt's strength has always been her grounded personality and thoughtful perspective, qualities that helped her maintain respect and admiration within a competitive environment where careers often rise and fall quickly. And throughout the decades, she remained committed to choosing projects that mattered to her rather than simply chasing trends or commercial popularity, which is why her filmography reflects a mixture of heartfelt dramas, intelligent comedies, and meaningful stories that explore the complexities of human relationships, identity, and resilience. And this thoughtful approach to storytelling has allowed her work to remain relevant across generations, because audiences recognize sincerity when they see it and appreciate performances that feel honest rather than artificial. And as younger actors enter the industry, they often look toward veterans like Helen Hunt as examples of how longevity in Hollywood requires more than talent alone. It requires humility, discipline, and the courage to continue evolving even after achieving milestones that others only dream of reaching. And when people reflect on her career, they often remember the extraordinary moment when she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her unforgettable performance in As Good as It Gets. Opposite Jack Nicholson, a moment that symbolized the peak of recognition for years of dedication and artistic excellence. Yet what truly defines Helen Hunt is not a single award or film, but the consistency with which she has approached her craft, always striving to tell stories that resonate emotionally and intellectually with audiences, and even when Hollywood trends changed and new generations of performers entered the spotlight, she continued to demonstrate that experience and authenticity hold immense value in storytelling. Because the ability to portray life's complexities with sincerity cannot be manufactured overnight, but must be cultivated through years of observation, empathy, and artistic exploration. And perhaps the most inspiring lesson from Helen Hunt's life is that greatness often grows quietly through perseverance rather than sudden fame, reminding us that behind every celebrated success there are countless moments of preparation, learning, and resilience that shape a person into who they ultimately become. And when we examine her journey from a young actress appearing in small television roles to an internationally respected performer, filmmaker, and storyteller, we see a powerful example of what happens when talent is combined with patience and determination. Because Helen Hunt's story teaches us that dreams are not achieved by chance, but by those who continue moving forward even when the path is uncertain. And in a world that often celebrates quick success, her career stands as a reminder that lasting impact comes from authenticity, dedication, and the courage to remain true to one's artistic voice, ensuring that her legacy will continue inspiring audiences and aspiring artists for many years to come. The journey of Helen Hunt is a powerful reminder that true success is not only measured by awards, fame, or recognition, but by the quiet determination that drives a person to continue growing, learning, and creating even after reaching heights that many people only dream about. And as the years passed after her celebrated performances in films like As Good as It Gets and Cast Away, Helen Hunt remained a figure of inspiration in Hollywood because she represented something rare in the entertainment world, a combination of authenticity, humility, and relentless curiosity about storytelling. And instead of allowing herself to be defined by a single era of success, she embraced change, explored new artistic directions, and continued to challenge the boundaries of her craft, proving that creativity does not have an expiration date and that the most meaningful careers are those built on passion rather than popularity alone. And while many performers fade from the spotlight after their biggest achievements, Helen Hunt continued to appear in films, television series, and stage productions where she could bring emotional honesty and intelligence to every role she played, demonstrating again and again that great acting is not about spectacle but about truth, empathy, and the ability to make audiences feel deeply connected to the characters they see on screen. And this dedication to authenticity is one of the reasons why her work has remained respected and admired across decades of changing trends within the entertainment industry. Because viewers recognize when a performance comes from genuine understanding rather than superficial imitation, and Helen Hunt's ability to convey vulnerability, strength, humor, and compassion within the same character allowed her to portray stories that reflected the complexity of real human experiences, something that has become increasingly rare in a world dominated by fast-paced entertainment and fleeting attention spans. And beyond her work in front of the camera, she continued to grow as a filmmaker, directing projects that reflected her personal vision and artistic sensibilities, showing younger generations of actors and creators that the path to creative fulfillment often involves stepping outside comfort zones and embracing new challenges. And throughout this evolution, she maintained the thoughtful perspective that had guided her since the early days of her career, understanding that the entertainment industry can be unpredictable and that long-term success depends on adaptability and resilience. And these qualities were evident not only in her professional life but also in the way she approached personal growth, balancing her responsibilities as an artist, a mother, and an individual searching for meaning beyond the spotlight of fame. And in interviews and public appearances, she often spoke with honesty about the importance of curiosity, kindness, and self-awareness, values that resonate far beyond Hollywood and remind people everywhere that fulfillment is not simply about achieving recognition, but about building a life guided by purpose and authenticity. And when aspiring actors study the career of Helen Hunt, they often notice that her journey did not follow the typical path of overnight stardom, but instead unfolded gradually through dedication and perseverance.